Hello, welcome to 5 a Day with Jay. So yesterday we talked about Unis Honest. Still thinking a lot about that channel. It was pretty interesting. But moving on, I said that the rest of this week I was going to talk about, hey, Utah. Utah is a beautiful state, gorgeous state. We went to Utah fully knowing the restrictions that were in place, the fact that their hospitals were reaching record levels of capacity, that type of thing. Where we stayed at was Bryan Head in Utah. Way up in the mountain, very isolated. The first day we got there, lower part of the mountain, very light flurries, nothing serious. Got to the sign that says, if the lights are flashing, put your chains on. And the lights weren't flashing. The lights were off. Thought everything was fine. We got about probably 5 miles from the resort, and we start seeing cars coming down the hill just covered in snow. Probably 5, 6 inches of snow on these cars, and it's like, oh, there's really nowhere to turn off here. We got to some pretty extreme switchbacks, and it was like, well, what do we do now? Road just became completely covered in snow, and they only plow the roads during the day, and it was coming up on night. We didn't have a chance. I do have a truck. It's not 4-wheel drive, it's 2-wheel drive, so we started to lose the back end a little bit, so we were doing this the rest of the way up the hill. That last couple of miles took a lot longer than it should have. Just had nowhere to pull over to put the chains on, and with all the blind corners, the last thing I wanted to do was just stop in the middle of the road and throw the chains on. There weren't many cars coming up or down the hill, but didn't want to take that chance, so we just took our time. There was nobody pushing us, nobody coming behind us, a lot of people coming down the hill, but we eventually made it to the resort, got one of the chains on once we got into the driveway of the resort, and were able to get parked. Got the other chain on the other tire once we were in the garage or the underground parking. Didn't need them the rest of the time we were there. Only needed them to get up that one little section of hill. By the next day, the roads had been plowed. We stayed in that first day, just relaxed, talked, read books, enjoyed ourselves. It was my wife and two of her sisters. We headed up there. One of my brother-in-laws was supposed to come along with us, but he's moving. They're getting ready to move across the country, so he wasn't able to make it, but his wife did. So she got to relax, and we all relaxed. The Tuesday we were up there last week, we went to Zion. I'd never been to Zion before. Absolutely amazing, incredible. We did a hike that was considered a moderate hike. Ha ha ha. Your idea and my idea of moderate might be two totally different things, as their idea of moderate is something completely different. I'm not 25 anymore. Had I been 25, sure, I would probably consider it a moderate hike, but I'm not 25 anymore, not anywhere near that. So with my knees and everything, it wasn't cold, but the way the hike was, there were sections where you step a foot to the right and you're going down. You're going down into a ravine, and that's all she wrote. And having real trouble getting you out of there. But there were so many people there that if you got stuck, there were people there to help you and help pull you across certain sections. There were little narrow bridges. There were a couple of spots where the ledge was literally that big to walk on, and you're leaning against a rock as you go around this corner. Interesting trail. But once we got to the end and you saw Zion Canyon, and we got there right by, as soon as the sun was going down past one of the ridges. Incredible views. Absolutely stunning. If you follow me on Facebook, check out some of the posts I was tagged in by my wife. She did all the posting of the pictures. Absolutely incredible views. The day after that, we wound up going to Bryce, and we've been to Bryce before, but it's been, I want to say, at least 15 years, if not longer, since we've been to Bryce. Again, it's absolutely stunning up there. The last time we were there, it was hot, really hot during the summer. This time we went up, it was November, and there was snow on the ground. Roads were clear, didn't have trouble there. Had a great time just stomping through the snow. We went on a couple of different trails that were just either snow or mud. And that's all the trails were, just snow and mud. And it was fun. We made snow angels, had a good time just playing around in the snow. The final day, we had planned the night before where to go. And we decided, well, hey, Arches Natural Park. Let's head there. My wife really wanted to see the Arches. I don't know why I didn't think about where the Arches were, and they were over 4 hours away from where we were staying. It was quite a drive. And as we were getting there, I realized, hey, the town my stepmom lives in is a couple hours past that. Had we thought better and planned better, we could have gone to see her or called her up because it was a Thursday and said, hey, can you take the day off and come and meet us out there? Wasn't that far away. But didn't want to bother them. I knew it was a last minute kind of thing, and if we would have met up, it would have only been for a short period of time, and so we decided not to do that. But definitely now we know what the distances are. We can plan ahead next time and plan a trip out there to go visit her. But the Arches, wow, amazing, absolutely amazing. It was warm enough. We went to a few of the Arches, just the shorter walks to get to them. Again, I've got bad knees. Walking is not my forte. One of them I didn't go to, and I'm glad I didn't because it was mostly sand going out there. Sand and my knees, no, do not get along. I'm lucky to walk down the hill with the dog and come back up, and then it's like, okay, need to rest a little bit, let them stop throbbing. But when we were looking at the windows, which was two sets of arches, and then behind you was another arch. My sister-in-law got an incredible picture of the two arches with the shadow as the sun was setting behind the other arch. So you can see all three arches. Incredible picture she got. Again, go hop on, if you follow me on Facebook, go see some of the posts I was tagged in. We got some incredible pictures of the arches. Absolutely love the pictures we got out there. I grew up in Minnesota, and I lived in Colorado for a long time. As I said, it wasn't that cold, but it was chilly enough. I had 3 layers on. I had a t-shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and a not necessarily sweater, coverall, whatever. As the sun was going down and we were taking those last pictures at the windows, I told everybody, hey, as soon as the sun dips below that horizon, the temperature is going to drop somewhere between 10 to 15 degrees instantly. And okay, let's start heading back towards the car, which was at least half a mile away. We started walking, and we're not even 2 minutes in the walk, and sun goes right below the horizon. A slight breeze instantly kicks up, and it's like, ooh, yeah, that bone-chilling cold that hits you. Ooh, yeah, it was, it got us. We got back to the car, and thankfully we had hats, come down over the ears and everything, beanies and all that. But oh yeah, it was cold. Got back to the car, got the heater back on, and it was time to get out of there. And thankfully we still had light, because getting in and out of that park, it's not bad, but when it starts to get dark, there's some windy roads, and you just got to be careful. And we had a whole big conga line of cars heading on out, so fortunately we had a row to follow. At the time we did into Nevada, definitely was one of the better times to go, because no traffic anywhere we went. Zion was probably the busiest, just because there was no actual parking areas. You had to park on the side of the road. Bryce, anywhere we wanted to stop, we could stop, hop out, take pictures, hop back in the car, keep on heading up the road. Arches Natural Park, same thing. And I've heard stories about these parks where you'll be sitting at the gate out front, and you'll see a car leave, one car goes in, and they keep very tight count on how many cars are coming and going to make sure that the park isn't jam-packed. We did not have that issue. We drove in, we stopped everywhere we wanted to stop, took the pictures we wanted to take, and on our way back out we were. Again, like I said, absolutely amazing pictures that we got while we were there. I wish my favorite daughter and her boyfriend could come with us, but they had to stay home. My favorite daughter has work to do. Iho has school going on, so them taking a full week off just wasn't happening that time. There'll be other trips. Yes, there will. Anyway, I've rambled on a lot. That was the trip to Utah. I'll probably might talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Might talk about NaNoWriMo. I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow, won't we? Talk to you tomorrow for five a day with Jay.